What's going on, everybody? This your boy, Charles Green. Man, let's just say, when you go into business for yourself, you really starting to learn some things. And what I mean by that, you start to learn from your mistakes. You know, we all make mistakes. You can't learn without making mistakes some of the times. But yeah, I just took this job day for yesterday. I had got a call about making a run to Myrtle Beach. Yeah. I jumped dead on it. I said, where I got to go pick it up from? The dispatcher told me, well, you got to pick it up from Mooresville. Remind you, Mooresville is like 3 hours away from where I live. I'm in Wilson. So it's like 3 hours from Wilson. Plus, I haven't been there. My granddad, may him rest in peace, my granddad used to stay in Mooresville. I hadn't been to Mooresville in forever, since I was a youngin'. For real, since I was a youngin'. But I'm familiar with Mooresville, but I said 3 hour drive, and then when the dispatcher called me, it was a little after 1. No. Let me change that. Let me change that. It was a little after 2. And he said I had to make the pickup by 4:30, right? I said 4:30. I said I felt like I could have made it. At the time, I wasn't even thinking about the 3 hour drive there. I was thinking about the opportunity. But see, that's why I messed up at, because now thinking about it, man, I know good and well I couldn't have made that 3 hour trip within that short period of time. I didn't have enough time. But the actual delivery, once I would have picked, if I would have made it to the destination, to the actual pickup, I didn't have to be to South Carolina until 8 o'clock, to Myrtle Beach, until 8. And Myrtle Beach from Mooresville, probably like a 2 hour drive. Because I know from Mooresville to Fayetteville, it's like an hour, maybe 15, 20 minutes, if that. But yeah. So I gave it a shot though. I gave it a shot. In my mind, I just knew I was gonna be able to have enough time to get there. That was in my mind. That was in my mind, because I wanted to make that. I really wanted to make that South Carolina Myrtle Beach trip. But see, that's why I messed up at. And when the dispatcher called me in the middle of me on the highway, I was 12 minutes. No. I was 12 miles from being in. I was 12 miles away from being into Wake Forest. I wasn't not even a drop close, So the dispatcher called me, asked me how far was I. So I had to let him know I'm coming from Wilson now. So I told him I'm 12 miles away from being in Wake Forest. He was like, nah, man, you ain't gonna make it. You ain't gonna make it there. And so we had to cancel the trip. But I was cool with that, couldn't get mad about that, I should have known better anyway. When he first asked me did I want to take the job, I should have known better when he first told me the time that I had to go to the pickup. But this is what I want to say to y'all. Now, this is me starting out on my own in my carrier business. I learned something. It taught me something right there from making that small mistake right there. How to structure and manage the distance and the time. If they would have gave me, let's say, if he would have told me I would have had to be to Mooresville by let's just say if it was a rush job, it wasn't no time. It was get there when you can, but try to get there as soon as possible. As soon as possible. My first run was that. The very first run that I had since I partnered up with Carrier Net. My first run was a rush run, which the girl explained to me. You just need to go ahead and get on it. It ain't no time limit, but the sooner the better. So if they would have told me that, I would have made that trip. I would have been able to complete that whole job for the South Carolina trip. But that's what I learned. So I learned now the next time I'm being offered, and see, that's our right to turn down jobs, get jobs that make sense. Now, if I should have known that it was already, Mooresville is 3 hours away. That's way out of my distant range, actually, for the pickup. Not to go to South Carolina. If the terminal pickup was near me, like close by me, whether in Greenville, Clayton, Dunn, even Raleigh. That's in my range. I would have been able to make that trip. I would have been able to complete that job. So it just taught me how to manage my distance and my timing. So I just wanted to share to y'all on what that's one of the things that I just learned about how to structure my business by managing my distance and my timing. Yeah. It got to pick the jobs that make sense. Where you got to go and pick it up at. Make sure it ain't too far out your distant range. Because if it's too far out your distant range and they only giving you, let's say maybe a good hour or two to get there, and it's let's say they're giving you 3 hours to get there, actually, because from where I was at in Mooresville is 3 hours. So yeah, if they're giving you that 3 hours to get there and it's just not in your range, don't take the job. But if the pickup, this is for the pickup. If the pickup is in your range, let's say it give you an hour, and it don't take you but like 40 to 50 minutes, 40 to 50 minutes. I believe it's about 40 to 50 minutes to get there. Yeah. Take that job. Take them jobs. Make sure you just, what I'm getting at, take the jobs that make sense to you. Because you your own business, like me. I'm an independent contractor. I got my own business. You know, I work for myself. I'm partnering with Curry and Nick. They my supplier. They supply me the work. And so I need to manage the distance and the time. That's what it taught me when I didn't get a chance to I didn't have enough time to make it to the pickup to complete the job, to go down to South Carolina and complete the job. So that's all I'm saying. And I'm giving y'all the process on how I'm making my moves in my business. I'm sharing my experiences with y'all. If you understand where I'm coming from, you like the information I'm giving y'all, like, subscribe to the channel. Let's get this to the algorithm. All right? Peace and blessings. Love each and every one of y'all. I'm going to end this on this note. Y'all stay blessed. Till next time.